One, how do you know Ohio Carpenter? It's pretty much how I
Uh,
found you.
So I started following Sean. So I actually was looking for Instagram handles to use
Okay.
instead of what I currently have. And I came across this page and I thought it was hilarious. So I followed him and um, he was probably at like 1,500 followers then. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so now we've been talking ever since. Been pretty
So do
crazy.
you know, have you met him personally? Because you guys are in the same kind of area, right?
No, so he's on the west side of Ohio. He's
Okay.
probably they're probably like 2 hours. So we are actually planning on meeting up this summer though.
Very good. All right. Well, so back to you. So pretty much this whole thing is like give me your life story, but in relation to the so how did you get into the trades and stuff? I kind of obviously stalked you a little bit on Instagram. So it looks like you have a military background. Seems like you're young, went into the military. Were your family in the trades or were you a military family? Like how'd you finally navigate into getting into the trades?
So my family's military. Everybody back to my great grandfather.
Okay.
Every male in our family has served. So when I was getting out, I was kind of seeing like what made sense. So I was airborne infantry. Um, so uh, I'm So I do two things at once. I'm a carpenter and an aircraft technician. So on my off days, I do
Oh,
carpentry.
okay.
And then like my actual work is working on aircraft. Um, so
So
when I
did
was
you work on aircraft in the military?
now,
No. Okay.
so when I was getting out, I was looking at going to college, going to school for engineering, and then I was looking for work in the area, and I had a buddy that was a regular at my wife's bar ask me if I wanted to work on airplanes, and I was like, maybe. I don't know. I've only ever jumped out of them. Um, so I went home on leave, got a tour of all the hangars and whatnot, all the aircraft ripped apart, and then from there I was hooked, dude. So I ended up going to school for it after I got out. It's like a 14-month course
Okay.
where you learn like sheet metal, plumbing, HVAC, structural work, and then how to be a mechanic. All in this like 14-month condensed course. Uh,
Okay.
it's like a flying home, pretty much, is the best way I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, in all honesty, my goal is to get my pilot's license. That seems like it
all
might
right.
be my hobby once I have the money for it. But I was looking into, yeah, the mechanical side of things, the inspections and stuff like that. And like for a guy like me who's like pretty mechanical stuff, it's nothing too crazy, but it's definitely on a different level than building a house and stuff because like as one person I watched put it, like you are up in the sky, like not much can go wrong, and you make it back okay. You know what I mean? So it's like the
Yeah,
margin of error is way less than building something on the ground. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
for sure.
everything's a lot more detailed and stuff.
Yeah, and it's super well, like super regulated too. Like there's nothing you do
Yes.
that doesn't involve a maintenance manual or some kind of instruction prior to performing it. Now
Yeah,
there's little
yeah.
odds and ends here, but yeah. So then, yeah, after I graduated school, I started working um, probably for, I don't know, it was a couple months, and then we bought a house, and then I started remodeling it, and just something about it, I just fell in love with it, every aspect of it, from doing layout on floors to make sure that they were square to demoing a closet we had in our bedroom, and then reframing a walk-in closet. Every bit about it was just addicting. I don't know.
So doing that, did you have help doing that, or was that just YouTube videos, you figuring it
Yeah.
out?
So I have my best friend helped me lay floors, and he was doing construction at the time. He had like a masonry background, but ended up doing carpentry like um, after his company kind of went out of business.
Okay.
So I started talking to him about it, and I was like, dude, I like obsess over doing this stuff. I'm like constantly like researching and like reading books and um, kind of getting like how to's. And then I was like, do you know any contractors in the area that are like looking for people? So he gave me a contractor's number, and I knew the guy personally, so I called him. I was like, hey man, I'm really looking to get into like because he does like custom homes and additions.
Okay.
So I was really looking into getting like the framing aspect of it. Um, and then everything from foundation up to finishes. That's everything that he does. And he's a union trained carpenter from Arizona. Um, so I was like, dude, I'll work for you for free. I'm not really looking for a job. I just want to see if I enjoy doing it as much as I like watching it and reading about it. So I did that for like a little under a year, working for free for him. And then I showed up one day and he was like, dude, you're gonna give me a fucking number. Like you know what you're doing. I don't ever have to babysit you. Like you're gonna give me a number and by the end of the day, and that's gonna be it, or you're not gonna work for me anymore. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess $20 an hour is great. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and then ever since then, dude, I've been doing stuff on my own and then doing stuff with him whenever they need help, like with bigger stuff.
So so you pretty much got into it later in life, which
Mhm.
there's pretty much two people that I run into. People like me, I grew up in it, I started young, and then people who like get it later in life. Do you think that like affects how do I say like learning something, or did you take it pretty quick? You know what I mean? Because like again, the sayings an old dog can't learn new tricks. You know what I mean? So it's like, did you ever hit a wall like learning something, or did you just take to it pretty quick and it was just like nice and smooth? You know?
Yeah. So I think it depends on the individual if they're willing to um, take criticism or ask questions. A lot of people don't want to look dumb
Yeah,
for whatever
yeah,
reason. You know what I mean? So I ask questions until I have all the answers, you know? And then if there's something that we don't have the answer for, we figure it out together. You know what I mean? So I think using like past life experiences to kind of bridge the gap between where someone else is and where you're at. So like, for example, like sheet metal layout, everything's in like thousandths of an inch,
yeah, yeah,
but with like doing framing layout, everything's sixteenths, etc. So it's like kind of like trying to equate that experience to what I'm currently doing. So I took to it pretty quick, but I do know a lot of people have like an issue kind of visualizing what's going on.
yeah.
But yeah,
So what's your week look like then? Like what are you doing Monday through Friday, Saturday to Sunday? You know what I mean? Like so
yeah.
what's construction, what's aircraft mechanics, you know what I
So
mean?
Sunday to every other Wednesday, from 12 to 12, I'm pretty much at the hangar.
Okay.
And then every other Wednesday to Saturday, I'm doing construction.
And so which do you actually like better and which do you want to do full time for the rest of your life essentially? Or
Uh,
do you want to do both? Like
yeah,
is it going to be a combination?
yeah, definitely construction, man. It just um, there was a job that we did. If you scrolled through my Instagram, there was an A-frame that we built.
Yeah.
So they had a like a dilapidated front porch. The guy's wife was leaving for the day to go to work, and we ripped it down as she was leaving. We had that thing wrapped up and ready to go by the time she got back home. and she got out of the car and was like crying, giving everyone hugs. And these are like rough looking dudes, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and like just that scene alone, like you can't put it. I don't know. It just gave me such an appreciation for what this can do for people,
Hmm.
as far as like bringing both sides of the table together to create something beautiful. So like I don't know, dude. It's like ever since then, it's just been I've been hooked.
So then yeah, so what are you gonna get? So what's with the licensing in Ohio? Do you need to have a license to be a contractor there?
So electrical, mechanical, and plumbing, yes.
Okay.
Carpentry, no.
Okay.
Now there's like I think Columbus and Cleveland have their own thing, but most counties only require you to have liability insurance, and it has to be X amount. Um, and it's only general, and then a surety bond through the county.
Yeah.
Most counties don't need that. And then I think that's it, man. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's it.
See,
Uh,
everything here is just state and fed. So you take a test, you get your license, you get a suity bond and it's for the entire state, and then you get a business license in every county you end up doing business. But you pretty much only have to do that if you pull permits, right? And then
yeah,
you pull all the business licenses, but everything's pretty much state. And then once you dig past 5 feet and stuff, you got to start going to Cal OSHA and start getting like special permits to like dig past a certain stuff.
yeah,
So it expands from there, but it's all state for us. So yeah, you guys are like back east a little bit more loosey goosey on the contracting
yeah,
laws and stuff. It's pretty insane what you guys can do. Like we're pretty, dude. I can only take $1,000 up front, no matter how big the job. $1,000 or 10% of the job is the first deposit,
yeah,
whichever is less. So it's like I'll have, like $1 million build or something, and the first deposit I take is $1,000. It's like so it's like that just gets you on the schedule, and then the next bill comes. But
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it's we're definitely a lot more constricted,
yeah.
So.
I think it's to help out. So we have a lot of Amish in my area. I know Sean
That's
has,
what Sean was saying. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it helps them out a lot. And we have a lot of inspectors that don't really know what they're looking at. So people get away with a lot of stuff. Like there's
Well, and
been,
also out there, what's up with permits? Like people probably get away with not having permits a lot. I mean,
yeah,
like, dude, we have guys out here. It depends where you're working, but dude, like San Francisco, Marin, and then like the anything that's got money, San Mateo, all that stuff. Dude, the code enforcement officers, they're like looking around and stuff. You get away with stuff here and there, but like and then neighbors complain like crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't
yeah,
have a good relationship with your neighbor, with which not a lot of people do here,
yeah,
it's a wash.
yeah. So I guess it depends. Like if you're out in the sticks, nobody really asks questions, and the building department, like, so we did an addition. We framed it up, had a framing inspection, and the inspector came by and he's looking at it and he was like, "Why is there no electrical ran or any plumbing or anything?" And we're like, "You're here to inspect the framing." He's like, "I don't do that." You know what I mean? So like I don't know. It's kind of weird. Compared to like everybody else's state around us, like PA, I think is pretty stringent. Tennessee, and then New York is crazy. It's kind of like you guys.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's kind of it depends on the city too. Like if you're um, in a more urban area, it's definitely beneficial to pull permits. But
So is your goal to become a full-on like framing contractor, or you just want to do this on the side, or like what's the path,
yeah, so the end goal is definitely to be on my own doing the framing thing, um, and then doing like any finish work or anything like that. I
Now, do
do
you like framing more, or do you like finish more?
framing for sure.
Yeah, that's what a
Yeah,
lot of people say. It's less
yeah,
shit to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. And it's cool. Like, not a lot of people in my area do it that aren't Amish. So having somebody who isn't Amish that knows how to do that is kind of valuable.
Yeah,
But
so yeah, what is up with the whole Amish dynamic there on your perspective? Do you like it because possibly you can use it to your advantage, or do you think it's kind of like internal immigrant labor, if that makes sense? Because dude, like those guys I know are cheap and they show up with a lot more guys. Like they're working at a whole different dynamic,
yeah,
and I'm sure none of them carry insurance and stuff. And I pretty much hear two stories: an Amish crew is either really good or they are going to rip you off. That seems the two paths that it goes, which seems like a normal contractor. But, so
um,
how do you feel about it? If you don't mind answering that.
yeah. No, I don't mind. Who's gonna tell them anyway? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't
Uh,
know, dude. I watch the shows and it seems like it seems like all of them got a cell phone stashed away or like, you know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, honestly, they can get. I feel like they get taken advantage of as far as
okay,
like, because their pride is their work. A lot of those
yeah,
guys are real salt of the earth. Really, like they want to do right by you, or at least the ones I've met.
yeah.
But I feel like they're kind of pigeonholed into whoever wants to find work for them. You know what I mean? Because a
So is
lot of
that
these
what
guys
they
have
don't
like,
really find their own work? They're pretty much are reliant on other contractors, essentially.
yeah, it depends on the crew, but for the most part, I don't know of any like they're allowed to have cell phones for like businesses and whatnot,
Okay.
but they have like the rules are weird. Like I've lived here my whole life and I still don't understand. Like some of them drive cars, some of them have cell phones, some of them vape. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's a weird dynamic, but for the most part, like I've only ever met like real salt of the earth dudes that are Amish. Um, but they are like race to the bottom pricing for sure. Like I think they do for customs, it's like $6 a square foot.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
$6 a square foot?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what
Is
it's
that
at.
just a labor price?
I believe so.
Still, dude, that's fucking insane.
Yeah. So trying to
Dude,
compare
that's insane. You know how much a square foot I charge just for the fucking concrete? I charge $70 a square foot just for concrete, bro. That's labor and material included, but still, dude, that's just like, holy shit, dude, I'd starve.
yeah.
That's insane.
They
Is
they
it that
have
they
like
just don't know the pricing they can get? Like everyone's keeping them in the dark, or are they, like you said, they're just like kind of that solid the earth people where they're like, well, our living expenses are low. We actually don't need to charge that amount of money. And like I know they're pretty religious people, so like maybe they feel like it's a slap to God or something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody's got their decision making.
Yeah. I think with the like they're having the ability to bring so many people on site, their community like so they don't have insurance. So their community like comes together whenever anyone has to go to the hospital or anything
Yeah.
like that. They pull funds together and then um,
Well, and also if these guys get stuck in a job, they can call up a bunch of people and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm screwed right now. Can you guys help me out?" And you know what
yeah,
I mean? Yeah, so that also helps too.
yeah. And I think it's just like trying to like they only take what they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I don't think they're trying to like price anyone out of a market. I just think they take what they need, and then you have a bunch of builders who value profit margin over quality, so they just take advantage of that.
Yeah, so how is it out there? Is it like pretty fast-paced building, get in, get out, we don't give a shit, or is it a mix of people? and like what are the numbers on some of these builds? You know what I mean? Like what would be a high number for a build out there?
Um, so like
Like on a
average,
custom, you know what I mean?
yeah. So average right now is like 260 a square foot
Okay.
would be like right around there. And you got a 12 course basement. Yeah, around 260 to
Jesus Christ, you guys get so much more for your buck.
290.
It's insanity.
Yeah, but you guys got better views.
I guess, man. I mean, we do, but Jesus Christ, man. And we don't have to deal with the winter, but I
Also
guess it's
that.
all reasons, but you get a hell of a lot more for your buck than we do.
Yeah. And then like job opportunities around here. It's like I think my county is the poorest county in Ohio. Um, so there's not like a lot of
So what's everybody doing for work out there? Is everybody just a plumber and shit and like the plumber goes to the carpenter's house, the carpenter goes to the plumber's house? Is it
yeah,
just
pretty much everybody's eating off the same table. Um, it's like a really saturated market of roofers. I think there's probably like
That's what it seems like, dude. Every time I watch a roofing video, it's some dude in Ohio or something, and he's got some big warehouse,
yeah,
and yeah, exactly.
yeah. It's like a super sad. There's probably like 20 in my county alone.
Is it because of the storm damage stuff
Yeah,
and just going after insurance money and everything?
yeah, yeah. That like carpenters, they're you don't find them. If you do, they're in the union and they're doing scaffolding or forms or drop ceilings. That's really all you
And
find.
so, is that why you didn't go to the union? You didn't want to do that stuff, or you just never got like never thought of it as an option? Or I'm just asking that because you came from a military background. So like a
Yeah,
lot of military guys will stay in some type of system, you know what I
yeah.
mean, a union or whatever,
Like
and
helmet to hard hat,
take that path.
like a helmet to hard hats.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. So what made you stay out of the union?
So I didn't really. So aviation, I started that first, and then got my license, and then hearing like horror stories about aviation or union work as far
Yeah.
as the aviation side, you're doing the same thing for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like you're
So
changing.
you working for like Boeing or something or
Yeah.
yeah, 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 exactly.
Um, and then like, so I had actually reached out to our local union here when I was thinking about kind of doing this on the side. Um, and I showed them like all of this experience that I had working on aircraft, and I have like structural knowledge. I know how to cut stairs. You know what I mean? Like I can
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out a framing square. Like I'm not brand new to it. You know what I mean? And they wanted to start me as like a brand new apprentice, like learning how tools work. You know, so that kind of I was like, okay, I'll just go do residential stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like the a buddy that I give work to once in a while and stuff. Yeah, he was talking to some guy that we know and they unionized and he was thinking about going on them for more steady work, but he's like, yeah, he's like, even though I know you at this point it's union, so you have to start literally from the bottom. He's like, I could give you
Yeah,
more pay, but you're literally gonna start as a labor apprentice and then like work up.
yeah,
So they really are rigid in that system.
mm,
Where as residential, dude, I was a foreman at 19 years old. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like just fucking fresh, young, green, and you're just there. You feel the demand, and so you can rise fast. But it's more responsibility and stuff. And I
yeah.
don't know. I do have to say the union. I don't know. I don't know if the union is more stable because those guys are always talking about furloughs and stuff all the time
Layoffs. Yeah,
and layoffs. So it's just like I don't actually know if it's even more stable. You know what I mean? And like half those guys that got some RV and then they get laid off and they're selling it, and like boats and shit. So it's like I don't know. I don't know if it pays off.
and then the whole strike, the strike thing, never really understood that. Like
Yeah.
strike.
As a business owner, I'm not very pro union, but I'll just keep that to myself. You know what I mean? Like I hate to say it, but if I was one, I'd be such a scab. I'd be like, fuck you guys. I'm actually gonna go into work and I'm gonna go negotiate more pay for coming in
Yeah,
while you guys fucking sit outside. So, but yeah, and then I guess I saw you played sports too. You played soccer.
yeah,
I would say, does your sports or your military experience help you in any way in this? Only because I go back on my time at playing football and at
mhm,
least running the business in the trades. A lot of stuff I learned in football, just perseverance, getting hit all the fucking time, keep going, keep going. You know what I mean? I feel like that is saving me today. Like especially when it's fucking cold and rainy and you're digging a ditch and it's just like it's like what the fuck, dude? I own this company and I'm fucking digging a ditch in the rain right now. But it's just like I don't know, just another day at work. And so does
yeah.
that experience ever help you out? Do you ever look back at that?
I would say the military did.
Uh,
Um, we do all the same stuff in the infantry, like digging foxholes is similar to digging trenches
yep.
for footings and shit. So, um, yeah, like we do resiliency training in the army. So you
Okay.
learn like how to hunt the good stuff or like find like silver linings and things and like dark humor becomes like a almost like a crutch.
Yeah.
Uh, and you just I don't know, you just have fun with it. You make the best out of the shittiest situations. Um,
Talking about dark humor and stuff. Are you guys having a big and maybe stuff changing? Are you guys having a big influx of women coming into the trade? Because out here it's a huge influx of women, um, which is kind of changing the dynamic on the job site. Let's just say, like joking wise and humor wise, I would say.
no, actually, I haven't seen anyone. Everybody I've worked with is a dude. But when I was in the army, we had females join the infantry, and that actually went really well. Like some of those chicks are like way better than some of the dudes, man. It's
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
crazy.
Well, I do agree. Pretty much I've like the way I found it and I've said it. I'm like, man, if they're fucking in it and they're doing it and it's getting done, it is what it is. Like, it's just a fucking another job done.
Yeah,
But like I said, it changes a little bit of the dynamic with the boys. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
I don't think it
but
has.
I don't know, man, dude. Some of them spit more tobacco than I ever have, and like, you know what I mean, or smoke more cigarettes. So I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, I think it depends on kind of the crew. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the reaction when you hear that you're getting.
Well, okay, so I do have to say, what's the like demographic? Do you have a lot of Hispanic guys there? Because we have a lot of Hispanic guys there, and that's where the dynamic with the women
Uh,
gets weird because the South American guys and women is like a totally different dynamic. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
but do you guys have that? You have a lot of Hispanic guys? It's just Amish pretty much, right?
Um, so for my crew, it's all white dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's really all I've ever seen. Like roofing crews, they're pretty Hispanic.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, for the most part, it's middle-aged white males that are in construction here in
And
the
then where how do you, because I talked to Sean about this, just like kind of the economy and the demand. It seems like you guys have a lot of new builds going up.
Mhm.
And do you expect that to continue or do you expect it to kind of drop down over the next few years? Like, have you guys had a huge expansion? You think you're going to cool down or you think you're just going to keep going? Is there a lot of people moving in? You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
that.
For my area, no, not really.
Yeah.
This used to be like a massive steel town, and you can look it up after Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I kind of know already. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it used to be a massive boom town for the steel industry, and then all the steel mills closed, um, and then it kind of just went haywire after that. Everybody started moving away. So I think like Cleveland, which is only like an hour and some change away from us, They're seeing like a lot of my work is up there, um, like new garage builds, new house builds, additions. We just did an addition up there, um, and they're all like 1800s homes. So like the people that live there are pulling the equity out of the house and actually able to do something with it. Whereas like here, um, you kind of stuck with what you got because the area is low income and uh, it's not really a lot of innovation coming into our area. But like Columbus, Cleveland, yeah,
Yeah, I think about it because I mean, as you saw, I do the prefabs and stuff, and so I always think about those old towns a lot. And like we have a prefab company here in Vallejo. And pretty much they're closing down because they just couldn't keep I don't know what happened. They lost some contract or whatever. But
yeah,
I just wondered like if their factory was set up in Ohio or something like that, would they have been able to weather the storm better? Because dude, I mean the California rent prices for something like that, plus the energy prices, plus the taxes and stuff, like you're getting screwed on that.
yeah,
And the company that builds the ones for me, they're in Colorado and they're pretty close second to like California taxes and the business environment there. So I just wonder if those factories will ever open up again in some capacity, even if they get torn down and rebuilt, but opened up again in some capacity. And maybe that's what's needed to pretty much bring back middle America because it seems like the coasts are pretty much getting everything right now
yeah,
and the rest of the stuff is kind of just taking a hit and just kind of
yeah,
dying off.
yeah. They just actually they're building a big Amazon warehouse like 5 minutes down the road. So that might bring some stuff in. I know that's great for the union guys. That'll be a job for them for the next like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, did Sean say there was a data center going in too or something like that?
Yeah, over by him, I think there's one. And then Columbus is supposed to be like the new.
Now, how do you feel about that? Do you welcome that? Or even if it does produce jobs, are you kind of on the negative side of that? Or do you even care?
Um, I mean, what's like looking at the give and take of it. Personally, I don't care, but if it's good for the area, you know what I mean. If it creates jobs for dudes that are looking for work, uh, yeah, that's fine. All well and good.
Are you using AI at all?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you are. Yeah, dude. I was kind of for it, not in it for a while, but as you can see from the background, like
Mhm.
I have it do a lot of shit now. I've been getting really on it.
Yeah.
So I've been wasting gallons and gallons of water apparently. So we'll see.
I mean, like every takeoff software or like any so like um, Carter Lumber around us. Like if you give them plans, they'll do your takeoff for free. They're doing all
Yeah.
of that with AI. Um, so I think in like some aspects it helps, but like it itself can be perfect, but we make it imperfect kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Or don't use it for the right reasons.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, we are the demise of our own just, we're our own destruction. Um Well, okay, so do you have any, since you got it later in life, so for the guys who kind of get into this later in life, what's your advice to them? What would you recommend their path be? How they go about it? What would you do better? All that stuff.
I don't be afraid to ask questions. Um, like you, if you don't ask questions, you're gonna look dumb anyway. So ask them. Um, Advice for getting into it, just try it out. See if it's for you. If it's not, then it's not. You know what I mean? Explore all of your options that you can. Don't leave anything left on the table.
And then I guess too, because you have the military background, do you recommend it to military guys? I know a lot of people come back, they don't know where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, they go to college or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you recommend like yeah, if they're just kind of thinking about it, like you said, just try it, just go
Yeah.
for it. And then would you be opposed to them going to a union, Or do you think they should try residential first before they go down that path?
I would definitely. suggest it. Like the level of attention to detail that you have and care with it, just like anything, like you almost overanalyze being in the military. Um, and I like to think of it as like you've led a life that leads like towards destruction, and now you're doing something that builds. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
almost like a complete 180 from what you were previously doing. And there's something super blissful and rewarding about it that gives you the same feeling of pride that you had in service. So I would definitely suggest dudes that are in the military, if they're getting out, definitely look into it. Talk to anybody you can when you're going through transitions. So you just explore all your options. Like college isn't for everyone. Um, I know I hated it, and then being able to do things with my hands, being outside, fresh air, you know what I mean? Like, um, there's nothing better about it. And then the feeling you get after a day of you go from nothing to something simply in a matter of small tasks and time. Um, then the union thing, I mean, that's really up to their situation. Um, if you're looking for someone that's stable, um, that has benefits, probably look
yeah.
in union. Um, but if not, try residential out. I mean, it's wild, man. It's fun for sure.
Yeah, do you okay, so before we go, do you have any, I guess what would be an interesting story in something that happened, some build, it could be a crazy client, anything of that nature
um, let's see.
that you're willing to share.
I can't share the one because that's still going on. Crazy. So I work with a dude. I'm sure you've seen him in some of my videos. He has one hand, uh,
Okay. I
and
have
he's
not seen it. I'll have to go back through, but I have not seen it.
yeah, he's probably the most shit hot carpenter I've ever met in my life, and the dude has been disadvantaged since he started. You
Yeah.
know, he was born with kind of a nub.
Okay.
Um, and we have this thing with our crew where we do the ball gazer thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and we get him with it all the fucking time. So we're doing this garage build. He calls me over and he's like, "Dude, Colt, check this shit out." And he drew this on his fucking nub. It's fucking hilarious. And then anytime you'll be like, "Dude, Steve, can you give me a hand?" He'll be like, "Really, dude?"
Yeah.
Born with it. Like he's cool about it. So yeah, just fucking awesome, dude. Um, and you just need more people like that, man. There's
Is he
like,
an older guy or is he your age? What's
oh
his?
my age, yeah,
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. It seems like in your area, is everybody aging out too?
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so you guys are left with the bag of the demand,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's my like my age group, and then Tim, who's that custom builder. He's like he's almost 60 now.
Yeah.
So he's out the door here soon. And there's not a lot of builders in the area. I think there's probably three, and Tim's really the only active one. So the rest only do like one or two a year. Um, so like demand is massive, but nobody wants to do it for the most part. So trying to like show like the nuanced effects that this can have for you is kind of like what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, well, it's just a tough conundrum to be in because like I'm there and yeah, trying to fill that demand, and it's like, dude, it's like finding guys. It's like
Yeah,
you can only be so many places at once, and
yeah,
also doing the estimates and the meetings, and you know what I mean. And so it's a weird conundrum to be in.
yeah, for sure.
Well, dude, thanks for talking. Thanks for doing your story. And is there anything you want to plug? Just your Instagram and stuff. It seems like, I mean, you got more followers than me. When did it like start exploding?
Uh,
Were you doing shit talking reels like Sean?
no,
And
dude,
you
I
know,
don't understand how he gets the hate that he does.
dude, it's pretty insane. Yeah.
Like it's crazy, man. Like he's just like we call it the East Wing effect. I don't know
Yeah.
if I told you about it, but he's like bait for them. I don't know what it is. Um, but yeah, I don't think I've actually intentionally done like a hook on any of my
Yeah.
videos. And I don't know, dude. It's just like one day they just started like blowing up. So I think it's just being consistent with it.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, you're probably right. Dude, over the summer, man, like it was jumping up for me, not in like follows, but in views. It was just like going and going. It got up to like 100K or something.
yeah,
And I was like, damn, dude. And then it just like next month just fucking dropped to like 10K views or something. I was like, oh,
yeah,
what the hell did I do? But I know my posting was a lot less because obviously slow season kicked in and everything. And I just like took a break in the new year and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see if it goes back up. But I don't know. I've been converting it more because what'll happen is like a future client, they'll start watching my stories,
Mhm.
right? They'll watch my stories for like a week, 2 weeks, and then I'll get a call for like a site visit or whatever, and it's the same name that was on the Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like I see that happening. And so for me, it's not necessarily the amount of views or like follows, but the amount of conversions. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you can have 500 followers, but what if all 500 were clients? You know what I mean? That's really all you care about. Where I know Sean isn't getting 11,000 clients. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe those guys will call him one day. Who knows? Like,
yeah.
but dude, I swear, I think people just get drunk and like
It's got to be
flip
that.
through reels and just like get pissed off or something.
It's got to be, man.
You know? Like,
Got to be like he's my age, so he's like, but he looks young.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's just like the long hair and like the like having fun at work. Like how dare he? You know what I mean? Just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why those guys are like that, man, because it seems like all the old guys I've been with are pretty fun and stuff, and then it's just like you run into some guy and like he's like, "No, you got to be on it all the time." And like I don't know what it is, you know.
Yeah, no
Two
having
different.
fun at work. That's the message.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but those guys are pretty fucking grumpy.
Yeah,
But all right, dude. Well, thank you for talking. Thanks for this interview. I'll probably post it tomorrow, and I'll send it to you and stuff and everything. Good
yeah,
luck on your journey. And yeah, maybe we'll do another one in like a year or two and see where you're at,
yeah, dude, for
see where this
sure.
goes.
And I appreciate your time, dude. I really
Yeah,
do.
dude. Of course. No, I just like doing this, man. I love talking to everybody. Everybody's got a different story.
Hmm.
And everybody ended up swinging a hammer. So I just like to talk to people and figure out how they got there, you know?
Yeah. No,
Because
it
like I
is.
said, I am a special case. I'm a little bit of a snob about it, but like I literally was born in this. My mom pretty much owns a hardware store. My dad was a welding contractor. So for me, I like come on and then somebody tells me, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this for like 5 years or something." And I'm just like, "What the fuck? When did you get here, man? How old are you?" You know what I mean? Like for me, it's a totally different,
Yeah,
uh journey,
yeah.
So, all right, dude. Well, I'll talk to you. Have a good one.
All right, you too, brother.